Hey guys, how you doing? jpsarrireviews here, and welcome again to another reaction video. And in today's video, I want to cover PCS. They just released a new Bebop statue for the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles line, and I think it looks great. I really love this collection. I really love the design. I love the concept they have here. So that's what we're going to cover today. Before we get into the video, please do not forget to leave a like, to leave a comment. If you're here for the first time, to subscribe to the channel, to let me know what you think about the products that I cover every day, about the quality of my video. Let me know what I need to improve, all of that. Let me know in the description below. Let me know in the comments. Now, the price for this one, and there are two different versions. We have the collector's edition and we have the exclusive. The collector's edition, which is the regular version, that's what they call it now, collector's edition, is $650. There's no edition size for this one yet. For the exclusive, it's only 300 pieces. The price is $675. All right, guys, now we're looking at the pictures, and I want to point out this is, according to the schedule, is going to release sometime next year. The artists in here, the artists involved, I don't know who is the painter. I know the PCS has a big team of people. A lot of people do different things, but the artist who sculpted this piece is John Cleary. It doesn't say under the description, which is a shame. That's one thing that normally PCS doesn't do. They don't really give as much credit to the artist, which I think, in my opinion, they should do. But they haven't done it in forever, so I just feel that they need to change that way to approach things, because I believe the artists are, at the end of the day, are the ones that are really bringing this beautiful art to life. Yes, the company is the one promoting that, the company is the one putting the money down, but it's the artists who really put themselves on the line to produce these amazing pieces. Now, this is here again. This is the exclusive. The exclusive has an Mouser accessory that, which is a really nice touch. The regular doesn't have it, so I will tell you, for extra extra money that you pay, you're just getting this, and I think it's pretty much a nice addition, nice exclusive. Now, I like it. I'm a big fan of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I think PCS has done a fantastic job with this collection. I just wish that they tackle this in a 1/6. Of course, I'm not a quarter scale collector anymore. I love the stuff that is quarter scale. I love the art. I just a 1/6 because I'm more comfortable with that scale. I've been a collector of 1/6 for quite some time. Although I used to collect a lot of 1/4, and I have PCS statues, Street Fighter stuff, the Thundercat stuff back in the day. But time passes, things change, we all change. So now I'm more settled into what I'm doing with the 1/6. But make no mistake, I'm not here to point out that this is bad because it's a quarter scale. It is an amazing looking representation of Bebop. I think John did a fantastic job with it. Love the detail, the detail of it in his arms, the fur and all that. It's really well done. Now, with the paint job, they went with the gun that he's holding, went with the more regular look. More like it's just a kind of like a silver, more like a gray, light gray, which is fine. I would have loved for that to have a little bit of more detail in it, but I think they went with what you see in the cartoon. And here, of course, is the Mouser looking good. They went for the white instead of the silver, which is nice. I like it. I would love this one to be more on perhaps on the silver, perhaps a little bit silver, as they did originally. Sideshow did with their Mousers, but it's just what it is. It's not bad. I'm not saying that it's bad, but yeah, I think it's a nice pose. I would have loved for this to have a switch out portrait instead, even of the Mouser. One where he's perhaps laughing, because this is another thing that you saw in the show where he was smiling or having a smirk or something very different. But I still think this is gonna look great right next to Rocksteady. I'm sure it's gonna look really good, both pieces together, and of course the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. This collection is really good. You don't hear a lot of collectors talking about it, because of course collectors are they're always fixated into the Marvel stuff, the DC stuff. But the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles also, it's just a fantastic, collection. If you grew up with the cartoons as I did, you grew up playing the arcade video game, or even the movies or reading the comics, and you love the characters. I love the characters. It's something that, I have some great memories of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and everything that has to do, particularly with the cartoon, I really love. The cartoon was cheesy, it was super cheesy. You can go back, and sometimes I go back and rewatch some of those old episodes, and I'm like, man, this was super cheesy. Even as a child, I thought they were cheesy, but it was the fun factor. I think the fun factor of the cartoon, and I am in love with the design, the concept here. I'm telling you, you don't hear much about John. A lot of people don't really talk much about him. There's other artists that always people are talking about, artists that they've been busy with other companies, but John, he's such a fantastic artist. And what I love about John is that he's a purist. Everything he does has a pure look. Like, he respects the source material, and he adds a little touches here and there, like he has done here with the fur in his the hair in his arm, which I like the concept here, which is part of the show, but he adds it more, so it's more you can see the detail even more here. But he respects the source material, and that's something that he, you know, I can praise him for. And I think the base is simple. His tennis shoes, his sneakers, they look fine. You know, of course, the hair and all that, it looks good. You know, the glasses, you know, a very 90s, early 90s look, you know, late 80s look. So it's cool. This is a really nice concept here. The gun, maybe they could add a little bit of more detail. Of course, now I can see it up close that there's some like weathering in the paint, which is nice, which enhances some of the detail there, which is really cool. And of course, more of a lighter gray and then more of a darker gray. So there's some things there. And now I can see the chains around his wrist, which is kind of cool. It has a great detail. I'm telling you, this is a nice looking piece for sure. And I will say that in this case, the exclusive is the way to go. If you want to have that Mouser, which is nice, it adds to the collection. This collection is coming out great. Again, I would love for this to be 1/6. They've been doing the 1/10 scale stuff that is PVC that you can find at GameStop and places like that. I think GameStop is the one that carries the most, and those are fine. But I would love to have a 1/6 with a little more detail, and you can sense the quality, because even though the PVC stuff is good, and I'm telling you, PCS does amazing PVC cheap stuff, you know, like the stuff that have done for the G.I. Joe, they're great. But when you compare them to other pieces right next to them, you can see the quality of PVC versus the quality of something that is polystone. But before I go, I want to point this out. I'm here at the PCS Collectors group on Facebook. If you're not a member there, I will have the link for you so you can request to be a member. It's a great place to go and, you know, have the news and interact with other collectors of PCS items. But one thing they point out is that recently the owner of the company, and Adams, he pointed out that they did some changes to Wolverine. When I talk about this Wolverine, there were a lot of things that I point out that I wasn't crazy about, and they listened to the concerns of a lot of the, you know, collectors out there, because a lot of people were complaining about the piece, and they have made changes to it. They made changes to the first of them, foremost, they made changes to the head of the portrait, which looks much better now. I like the way they did the portrait. Not only that, they added a second portrait, which is good. Of course, this is the first portrait. They fixed some of the things that needed to be fixed, and they added this one, which in my opinion is fantastic. They also adjusted the paint on the piece, so now it looks much better with this blue that they use. Also, they refined some of the sculpt, so they listen. I'm telling you, this is one thing I will tell you about this company. Yes, you don't hear a lot from it, but ultimately, I think this company is set into trying to build their reputation to get better at it, and that's something that is praiseworthy in my opinion. Another thing, like in this case, the Transformers line, particularly the small Transformers stuff that I love, they're not producing anymore. They stopped producing a lot of Transformers stuff because they were not making any money out of it, according to Adams. He was saying, and pretty much on social media, he was saying that they were struggling trying to sell the products. So they tackling other licenses that are more productive. You know, they're financially viable, which I understand. At the end of the day, it's a business. At the end of the day, it's about making money. And if you get stuck doing something and you're not making money out of it, then you need to move on, you know, and try something that it actually is bringing the money, because you gotta pay the artists, everyone that is involved in the whole process of bringing this, you know, collectibles to life. But what is your opinion, my friends? What do you think about PCS? What do you think about Bebop? What do you think about this company in this year? You think they're going to bring a lot of crazy stuff? Are you excited for the stuff they're bringing, or you're not so much? Let me know in the comments below. So once again, my friends, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, to comment, and to subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification button so you're reminded of the next video. Follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. The links are down below. And also consider supporting the channel financially through Patreon. My friends, God bless you. Take care. I will talk to you again. Bye-bye.